Hey, I'm gonna make this video. I know it sounds crazy, and I'm probably gonna sound crazy talking about it, but my dream was pretty wild. I was already talking about it, so I'm gonna finish talking about it, and I'm gonna go right back to it. So we were talking about a bathroom, me going into one bathroom, and it was like three doors. Two doors were in it. It was at my grandma's house. It was like some weird shit. Okay, so I went through one door because I was like, "What's this?" It was another bathroom. Came back out, went through the other door. It was also a bathroom, but that bathroom had more room. Sound about right? Okay, let's go. So I went into that bathroom, right? And it was a lot bigger. So I was like, damn, I'm like, she must have really decided to like re-up the house, right? Because I was like, I never knew she had more than one bathroom. So I went through that bathroom, and like if you go farther, like where typically like stalls and stuff would be, right? There was like other rooms. So I was like, okay, this is super weird. I was also as well, guess where I ended up, as crazy as it sounds?
Not a clue.
Carrie's basement.
Okay, that is very weird.
Mm-hmm. You know how many times that I tell you, like, to pay attention to things when I end up there? For some reason, for some reason, for some reason, I have no idea why, my washing machine here
Yeah,
was at her house.
that's very strange.
And I tried to get it back, and she's like, that's not yours, that's mine. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, that is totally my fucking washing machine. Like, I went to go use the fucking washing machine. That's how all this shit happened. By the fucking way. I don't fucking know. But my parents, my step parents, their basement was all like kind of being switched around and everything. I don't know if like the simulation is changing. It's some weird shit. My memories are looking different. I'm going to break out the matrix, you son of a bitches. But anyway, this place ended up turning into, because there was more and more, you just kept going, right? You kept going, right? Just kept going, and there was different paces, there was different stuff. It was all in the same house, right? All the same everything. It ended up being, um, what is it? Great America, Six Flags, Great America.
Yeah,
That's what it ended up being.
an
It,
amusement park.
an actual amusement park. So that's why I'm like this. This had to have been that fucking amusement park that I was telling you about. I was going into different rooms. I actually ended up seeing some people actually from my past. I actually saw Pam as well, but she did not look old. She actually looked young. She actually looked young. Pam is Carrie's mom, and obviously she's old because
Because Carrie's old enough to be your mom, and this
right,
woman is her mom.
right. So she's older because she's just older, but
She's got to be at least my age, probably older.
just a little bit. She's in her 60s. But she looked young, and she would dress really, really well. And she actually had heels on. She actually was dressed really nice. I was like, what the fuck? And she was actually walking with me and everything. I don't know if she's some undercover, whatever the fuck. I don't fucking know. And we were going into one room, going into the next room, going in the other room. I go down and I go over, and there's like this arcade looking thing, right? And there's like a bunch of kids like laying and sleeping and all this stuff. It's like you go downstairs, you know what I'm saying? And things change, right? And my brother Christian, he had a bunch of friends that he used to play games with, like baseball and stuff with.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw them there. I only saw maybe four, five, maybe six kids there. But I saw some of his friends there. I was like, this is kind of weird. And his twins' friends stood out, especially. So I was just like, that's okay, that's whatever. But I wanted to keep looking around because I was like, dude, this shit is crazy. I was just like, are you kidding me? I was like, this is really crazy. I was just like, I just went to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, what the fuck? So I got out. But then people started to follow me, like behind me and like to the side of me. I was just like, I'm just trying to check out the place. They were like, no, you've been here before. I was like, nah, bro. I just went to go to the bathroom and I just saw all this shit. like something that I wasn't actually supposed to see. So I went down into the ground. Well, I looked up, right? Because I was like, maybe there's a window, right? Because there's windows in my grandma's basement. It's like, maybe there's a window. And it was like I was at her house, but I was at like the neighbor's house. Like I could see her house from across the way. It was some weird shit. And I was like, is she doing some weird shit underground where she's just like doing some shit and then like it's like connected to everything's connected, bitches. I know that it's using my family specifically, but use your stuff. Use your stuff. Okay? Use your stuff because there is more meaning behind it. I'm just saying it all. But it looked different. And we went into this one area and there was like actually like dining tables and it almost what it looked like almost like a either a Texas Roadhouse or a steakhouse or something like that. The tables were like brown with like a red lining, like a maroon lining or something like that, like real off weird colors, like just really weird colors. And the walls were all weird, but then I looked outside on that spot and we were above ground. So we were below ground in one area and we just went into the next room and we were above ground. And there was like these really tall pillar looking things. I don't know if you're jumping into portals or something and it transports you from one place to the other place. I know it sounds strange, but I'm getting through this fucking shit. So I'm like, what the fuck? I was just like, okay. I was like, well, this looks different. I was like, let's get out of here, right? So I went from this place, from the arcade, in the other room where like a bunch of kids were sleeping and stuff, and they were playing like this huge video game. They just had a bunch of video games, and they were just playing a bunch of video games, right? But it was lower, and it was darker down there, right? And then I just kind of did like a little slope or whatnot and went into this like restaurant looking thing where you could just like eat food, do whatever you want. I was like, motherfucker, my grandma put a restaurant down underground? I was like, Jesus Christ, like I'm still thinking about going to the bathroom because I didn't go to the bathroom because everybody kept running in and out of the fucking bathroom when I was doing some shit. So I was just like, I still got to get through this. So I literally, no fucking joke, I went into this restaurant and I saw the doors and the pillar. The doors were like really actually nice door. When I turned around, the attire for the place was like, eh. But the wall and the door to get out or whatnot was like actually like pretty nice. There was like actually these two tall pillars, like really tall, and they were kind of like, I don't want to say like golden color. Maybe that's what the color on the tables were, not brown. Maybe they're more like a golden maroon color or something.
Or like a copper, perhaps.
Maybe something like that. But they were like big, thicker pillars like going up. And the doors, they actually looked nice. They were like kind of more archy type doors.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, shit, let's go out of here. Let's see what's there. But people are still following me. And the thing about it is, the people that were following me, they were mostly kids that were following me. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? You motherfucking bitches. So I was going out, right? And this weird thing popped up. Like this, it was like it just threw onto like the wall. It was so weird. Because I was like, what the fuck? It was like people were walking, right? Just like normal, right?
Mm-hmm.
But something had just like popped up like on the wall. And I was just like, what the fuck? And everything had turned into like, what is it? A crosswalk?
That's what you use when you cross the street.
Yeah. So like people were just like jaywalking, people because at those places you can just kind of do whatever the fuck, right? And I was just like, in significance, I started to pay attention to the signs. And the thing about it is, I was actually reading in my fucking signs. So I don't fucking know if I was actually sleeping right now when I was sleeping, because you're actually not supposed to be able to read inside your dreams. So I probably fucking was somewhere, you stupid son of a bitches. You better fucking listen to this fucking dream, as crazy as it fucking sounds, and fucking get something from it. Bitch. Because you're actually not supposed to read inside your dreams.
I didn't know that.
So I was like going here and here, and I was just like, as crazy as it sounds. So like there was like animals, and there was cars, and there was trains, there's all this stuff. So like some of them, animals were running, and they would like fall and like just like trip and fall or something like that. And I was trying to get out of the way, right? So I was just like, oh shit. I was like, which way do I go, right? I was just like, get out of the way so you don't get smashed. But in reality, I don't think it was actually real. I think they're scare tactics. I think as soon as you're about to get out, I think as soon, as crazy as it sounds, I think as soon as you're about to get out of the fucking Matrix, as soon as you're about to do some shit, I think they throw a bunch of shit at you that's actually not there, just to keep you in there a little longer until somebody can come around, like a cop or a person, because like it was so strange. Like, let me get through this. So I was like, oh, what the fuck, right? Oh, let me get out of here, right? I still had a few people behind me, right? And on the left hand side, because I was just like, we need to do it properly, right? When you do things properly, they can't say shit at you, right? Nothing. So I was like, let's get on the sidewalk. Let's get out of the road, right? There was cars like coming and trains coming and stuff going. It was kind of like almost like a cartoon. Like you saw actual like people and cartoon people. It was like some weird shit. But you know how like a cartoon gets hit by a car and it like smashes and they're like
Mm-hmm.
that's what would have happened to you as well. So like I was just like, oh shit. So I went to the one, right? And I stopped because there was like the red and yellow and green light, right? And then there was the walkway and there's the hold, whatever. But with some of them, right? Some of them had like stop and go and green light, red light, or whatever. And then some of them actually had words. I actually was reading some of the words on there. Like some of them was like go and then a dad. And then there was a dad that would walk and or whatnot. And then you would wait. And then they had the numbers, right? To count down, like typically like how a thing was, like, 5, 4, or 15, or it gives you time to go across the street. So I'm looking both ways, and I was like, this bitch. I was just like, I don't know what the fuck. I just wanted to go to the bathroom, right? Just wanted to go to the bathroom. So let's get the fuck out, right? So we fucking get out of this motherfucker, right? So I'm going across the street, right? I just look both ways. There's motherfucking. I'm just kind of bullshitting, right? Getting across, right? And stopping at every single light, looking both ways, trying to do this, trying to dodge, whatever the fuck I'm trying to dodge. There's a few people that get lost along the way, but I still got a majority of people, like, still with me. This is pretty wild. So we keep going. I was like, just keep going, right? Just keep going, whatever the fuck. So we make it actually to the end of the carnival. To the end of the carnival. And there's like these bars, like almost like probably like a gate bar, but they were black bars. Like don't want to say prison bars, but something like that. They were actually like bars to say, hey, the park is over, you need to go back the other way. And I was just like, so I looked past it, right? And it was like the wall was like fidgeting, like you would see it 1 second and then, or what is it called when something happens like that? When it's there 1 minute but it's not. With a device or something like that. Let's say not prescription, a projection or something like that. Do you know what I'm talking about? Don't pretend like you're just watching a show right now. This is pissing me off.
I'm not. I'm listening to you.
Okay, well, what is that?
The only thing I can think of is wavering.
Something. You see something and then it like has like a malfunction or something like that, and then it's not there, but majority of the people can see it and they're like this, oh, you can't get out that way, oh, you can't get out that way. You're fucking brainwashed, dumb bitches. That's right. So I was just like, what the fuck? So I was just like, well, I could see that, right? I could see that it turned on and turned off for a fucking hot second. Looks real, super real, like almost as if you could touch it real, right? But since it like fidgeted or whatever the fuck it did, right? I looked back there and I was like, there's like a little breaker box or like a little electricity box. You know how they have boxes and stuff or whatever. So I was just like, y'all, I was like, let's just go take a picture, right? I was like, let's go take a picture, say we made it to the end, right? Let's just go. But then I was just like, it was only like a couple steps down. Literally, only a couple steps down. It really wasn't a big deal. Literally only a couple steps down. But then I looked down farther and there was like this little boat, like a little red boat. And like, I don't know, like it wasn't a big boat. Like a rowboat looking thing. And then behind there, right, there was like a little loop, right? And it was like a little sidewalk, like a little thin sidewalk. And so you walked over there. Oh, my leg. It's probably just hurt it. I didn't get on the boat. But you went, and there was a little sidewalk. I was like, well, let me see what's down here real quick, right? So I went down there, and it was like a little tiny, like, U-shaped, right? And around the U-shaped, there was like a bunch of bags. There was a bunch of toys. Like, you know how, like, kids probably leave their toys and stuff at, like, places and stuff?
Like a lost and found.
Yeah, something like that. They had a bunch there. So, no joke, I grabbed some. I literally grabbed, like, this, like, mixed looking thing. It was like a mouse and like Pooh Bear mixed together looking thing, and a bumblebee. It was like some weird looking thing, but it was cute, you know. And then I grabbed a bag. Damn, must have really just hurt my leg.
Maybe you should try the pain spray.
Here, let me help you with let me pain some spray away. But oh man, I must have really hurt myself. Terry, don't look at my butt. Oh. Ow. I actually did hurt myself. So the little U thing, right? There was like a bunch of toys, right? A bunch of like odd and end things. Shopping and nudity pain spray. Oh. Ow, did I just like do something weird to my leg? It actually really hurts. Maybe I just am sitting weird. Shop.com. It's my store. Come shop with me. So this place,
At least stay away from it.
like the little U spot, right? I just grabbed a couple of souvenirs, right? I wanted to grab more, but it was like we were continuously walking. We didn't stop, right? We didn't stop. We just kept walking. So, of course, I grabbed something because I was just like, I just went through whatever the fuck I just went through. I was like, I'm going to grab a fucking souvenir, right? And when we went into the next door, because there was a little other door, because it was like a little U, and then there was like a big gray door looking thing, right? It led into one of those gift shops, like the actual gift shops at the place.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? And I saw, as crazy as it sounds, the bag that I had gotten, because I was just like, go grab a bag, right? And I was just like, there was actually, as crazy as it sounds, it actually looked like a bag of bags that we have. It was like I had really had been there before. But I was just like, oh, I want a backpack, right? Because I was just like, if I can get a backpack, I literally only had probably like 3 seconds to look. So I was just grabbing and going. I could walk a tiny bit slower, but you can't really, stop. And I saw some backpacks, and some of them were like kids' backpacks, actually, that I was looking at. There were like a few backpacks, like a Spider-Man backpack, but it was like worn. I was just like, where are all these kids' stuff coming from, right? Is there any kids ever missing in a fucking theme park? And, well, actually, Carrie was there, as crazy as it sounds, and some of the kids stopped with her. But me, as soon as I got through those doors, I did not stop. So the lady, when she stopped at the desk or whatnot in the gift place or whatever from going wherever, she actually made her pay for going through the entire park. I don't know, a second time or whatever, I don't actually know. But me, I already had a ticket. Like, I had a ticket inside my hand. So I went through the park again. Like, I was on my way to go right back out the park. Like, right out the place and right back into the park again.
I'll tell you, what you're telling me about this makes me think of that movie Tomorrowland. George Clooney?
When I was watching that movie, I tell you, Terry, some weird shit was happening to my body. And it was only a sling bag, but it was actually Branson, from Branson, probably Silver Dollar City. probably a bag from there. And it was just like a regular sling bag. It wasn't like a backpack or nothing like that. So I just put it on me or whatever. And I just had a few things. And I was just like I was going through again. I don't know. It was some weird shit. It was some weird ass motherfucking shit. Well, I guess I'm gonna be going in to save a few more motherfuckers, huh? Ain't that some shit? Well, I guess every single time you go through it, huh? You know how to get yourself out of it quicker and quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that some shit? I'm telling you, that last part, I was like, did I just fucking help some people break out of the fucking Matrix, bro? Like, it was actually some real shit. Like, I woke up, obviously I still had to fucking pee, so I woke up, y'all, in real life, like, this world. And I went to the bathroom, like, really quick, and I peed for, like, 10 years, because I really actually had to pee. I felt like my entire body was about to burst. Like, my belly was swollen and everything, and I was just like, I went pee right before I went to bed, so I was like, I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but obviously I must have needed to pee.
At least you only needed to pee once. I need to pee usually at least 2 times in the night.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes 3.
So, ain't that some shit? That's some crazy shit. And I just was like thinking to myself, I was just like, what the fuck? The thing that tripped me out the most was those things that was like in the road. Right when you about to get out of this place, right? There's a bunch of shit that like trips you up, right? Bunch of shit that trips you up. But they weren't real. Only an illusion. And I was trying to tell your motherfucking ass before, but you don't ever fucking remind yourself or remember or fucking listen to me fucking ever. But a couple nights ago, I was telling you that Pippin actually was inside my dream. And you were actually inside my dream too. And it was like we both looked at each other, but we weren't 100% sure. We're like, isn't she dead?
We both thought the other one was dead?
No. We
Oh,
both
we both thought Pippin was dead.
She was alive and walking around and everything like that. And I was like, isn't she dead? You're like, yeah, she is. It was some weird shit. And this is crazy as fuck. So I think, and when I was walking to the fucking dollar store and or whatnot today, I was actually thinking of some weird shit. So like, she was like, it was really weird to me. Literally, some weird shit. That was a weird fucking dream too. I don't know if the subconscious and the conscious are starting to fucking come together. I don't fucking know what the fuck, or I'm crazy for the rest of my goddamn life. Okay, thanks. Or just have very imaginative dreams. And there's nothing actually wrong. Take it to one's interpretation. I am just a lady recording myself talk. That's all. Don't let me influence your feelings. But she literally, I was crying, and as soon as I showed emotion, because I picked her up, right? And it was like, I don't know who was around me. Somebody was around me. I don't know. They picked her up, and I was actually like laying on the ground now. I was like, what the fuck? This is weird. Because you know how much I love Pippin.
Yes, I do.
Right? And it was some real trippy shit. And I don't know if somebody is throwing dark magic my way, but you don't fuck with the babies.
No.
So if you are, fuck you. God's gonna whoop your motherfucking ass. Just saying. Because you don't fuck with someone's baby.
Whether they have 2 legs or 4.
That's right. And I started to get emotional a little bit. And as soon as I got emotional, it was like something had made me be on the ground and or whatnot. And Pippin got emotional. Some weird shit. And in this eyeball, right? This eyeball, one of her teardrops went into my eye. And the reason why I remember that insignificantly, because when I woke up, I think that's why I saw that shit in the stuff in the field or the park that I was just in. And where, you know how like Illuminati and stuff like that, some of them, they have their eyes covered like this. I think that shit is fucking for real, for real. So I don't know if you remember me telling you that one eyeball sees the real world and one eyeball sees like the spiritual realm?
Yes.
I think that's actually what it is. And I think the reason why that they fucking tell you one eye and they cover their eye like this, not because they're in some Illuminati thing, or maybe they fucking are. Maybe I'm fucking the devil. I don't fucking know. What my ass then? I don't fucking know. But literally no fucking joke. I think it's so they can see everything with the one eye, even if they're just doing the one eye. I don't know if they cover up one insignificance or they change from one eye to the other, but it was this eye, this one specifically. And this one allowed me to see things from one world to the other world. And then this one was a normal eye. Ain't that something? That's so weird. I was thinking about that when I was like walking to the dollar store today. Because I was just like, that shit was trippy as fuck. Because I was just like, even though it happened in a dream, I said, my eyes are eyes to, like, your eyes are portals to your soul.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they say. So where have you been? Ain't that some crazy shit? Ain't that some crazy shit? And I do believe that some people have the ability and some people just don't have the ability. But if you sit here and waste all your time trying to tell somebody that there is something out there and they just can't see it or believe it, you're wasting your goddamn time. And I think half the time I'm wasting my goddamn time with you. No fucking offense. You don't get nothing that I say at all. You don't get anything that I say. You watch me like I'm a fucking show, and that's it. Well, I'm listening to you, but did you hear what I said? How would you help me with this scenario? Am I just crazy and I should just go back to sleep? I'll just eat some food real quick and go back to bed, pretend like none of it happened.
I would like to help you figure it out.
Ain't that some shit? Maybe she's not real. Maybe I only think she is. Ain't that something? An illusion. You seem real, but I don't know. A real person has emotions and has feelings, and they're not scared to express them. A real person can do that. A real person. A real boy, a real girl. For real. I'm not made out of wood, and I don't know if you are or not, but even Pinocchio had feelings and was able to express them. You're bullshitting me on a regular basis, lady. You can't tell me anything about anything. I've known you for 7 goddamn years. You're bullshitting me. You're either a fake person, a lizard person, or you got no heart and no soul. I've never met anybody in my entire life that literally has no feelings at all. None. Ain't that something? None of them? None of them. 1,000% denial. She doesn't feel nothing. Well, something that doesn't feel anything probably just is nothing. So if I walk right through you, I'd be able to. You have a little bit of density into you.
I am real.
How can you prove it?
I do have some emotions. I just have trouble accessing them.
How do you have trouble accessing them? You get to do whatever you want to do. Your body and your brain don't tell you what the fuck you tell it what you gonna do. You just say it and you just do it. That's how you get your power. That's right, bitches. Express your motherfucking self. Do it. You only got one life. Ain't that fucking shit make some motherfucking sense? You only got one motherfucking life to live, bitch. So you better start living it. If you have not told yourself today that you love yourself, fucking go tell yourself you love yourself. Have you told yourself you fucking love yourself today?
No.
Have you played on your phone today?
I was on my phone for a while.
So that's her
I
fault.
was actually reading.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, does it? Just another excuse to tell yourself you don't care about yourself. You tell me you couldn't take 3 seconds to go tell yourself you love yourself? Don't you think that's a bit concerning? 3 seconds. You could have sat in your chair and did a video like this, or just went on to photo so you could just see yourself, right? And said, Terry, I love you today. That's it. Have a nice day. That's it. That's literally fucking it. That's all you had to do. That's it. But you wasted a whole day not even telling yourself anything. Ain't that some shit? You're fucking yourself up. You want a heart, you want a soul, you want to live, you want to thrive, but you don't want to do anything. That doesn't work. And then you want to sit and be miserable. That doesn't work for me. Because you don't get shit done when you're sad and miserable. A vortex of bullshit. Ain't that some shit? I was at a carnival a couple weeks ago too. Ain't that some shit? It was cold outside, but they were still having rides. And then we had one of those rides that go up in the air and they spin, but it was like really cold. Like I had a coat on and boots and gloves and everything. I was like, damn. I was like, isn't their faces cold? Doesn't matter if you can't feel nothing. Stop pretending like you ain't got no feelings.
I need to learn how to get to them.
That's going to God. God is the psychologist, literally. If you don't even want to believe in God, that's your own business, right? He is the psychologist of feelings and emotions. So if you have feelings and emotion inside your body because you are a human, and that is exactly what you're supposed to have, right? Literally, no fucking joke. God is your homie. You ain't got to use him for anything else. Literally, no fucking joke. He's just like, I will help you with your feelings and emotions. And that's something. And he will help you express them. So the reason why you can't is because you said that you were one thing and you're not. So maybe you should go fucking be that thing that you fucking lied about being. Intentionally or not intentionally. You want to be a lady of the Lord? You gotta do the fucking work. Ain't that some shit? You can't fake about it. You can't fake about it. Don't fake about being a fucking lady or man of the Lord. Don't do it. Because it won't work. Because that person's gonna ask you to show your powers. And if you can't, that's how you know it's true. Period. Alright. Love you. Bye.